What if the reason you feel drained every morning isn't your age, but something you forgot to give your body the night before? What if your fatigue, that heavy, sluggish feeling that settles in your chest before your feet even hit the floor, isn't a sign of getting old, but a sign your body went to bed starving? Dear friend, I know how it feels to wake up and already feel behind. To sit at the edge of the bed, rub your eyes, and wonder, why'd I feel like this again? Most men over 60 don't need more melatonin gummies. They don't need stronger sleep meds. What they need is fuel. Not coffee, not sugar, but real nighttime nourishment that the body can use to restore blood flow, rebuild hormones, and calm the nervous system while you sleep. I'm Dr. Jonathan Prescott. And after more than 30 years walking beside men in their 60s, 70s, even late 80s, I've discovered something that changed everything. Your recovery doesn't begin in the morning. It begins the hour before you close your eyes. Tonight might feel ordinary, but if you give your body the right signal, tonight can become the turning point. And it doesn't require a single pill. Just 5 foods, already in your kitchen, that quietly go to work while you rest. Let me show you how. Let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up after what should have been a full night's sleep, and still felt like your body hadn't rested at all? You didn't stay up late. You weren't tossing and turning. But you opened your eyes and it felt like you hadn't slept at all. That's not normal. And it's not just age, it's your body quietly telling you, sleep isn't healing anymore. I've seen it in hundreds of men. They say things like, "Doc, I sleep 7 hours, but I wake up groggy, like I'm moving through fog. I used to get up and go, now it takes me an hour just to feel human. My mind's slower, I can't remember words I've used all my life." These aren't signs of laziness. They're signs of depletion. Because after 60, your body changes how it sleeps. You produce less growth hormone. Your testosterone pulses weaken. And your blood vessels become less elastic at night. That means unless you're fueling your body correctly before bed, your system doesn't have the tools to do what sleep is meant to do, rebuild you. And here's the worst part. Most men try to fix this by going to bed earlier, taking more supplements, or just accepting it as the new normal, but what they're missing is simple. They're going to bed undernourished. And you can't rebuild anything, not muscles, not hormones, not energy, on an empty tank. The good news? This can be fixed. Not with more sleep, but with better nighttime support. And that brings us to Carl. Because when he came into my office, I saw all these clues in one man. Carl was 73 when he walked into my office. Retired electrician. Still took his morning walks. Still sharp. Still had that quiet strength in his handshake. But something in his posture told a different story. He sat down slowly, looked me in the eyes, and said, "Doc, I'm not in pain. I'm not sick. I just feel faded. Like I'm here, but not really." His words weren't dramatic. They were honest. He told me mornings felt like a fog. He'd wake up early, like he always had, but not ready. By 9 a.m., he was yawning. By noon, drained. And by dinner time, he was just waiting for the day to be over. No energy, no presence. And the worst part? He started pulling back from his wife, not because he didn't love her, but because he didn't feel like himself anymore. We ran tests. Everything looked normal. No diabetes, no heart failure. Sleep study was clean. On paper, Carl was fine, but I've seen this story too many times to be fooled by numbers. So I asked him something simple. "Carl, what do you eat before bed?" He shrugged. "Nothing. I usually stop eating around 6. Didn't want to gain weight, and there it was. Carl was sending his body into the most important healing window of the day, with nothing to work with. No protein, no minerals. No fuel for testosterone, blood vessels, or even brain chemistry. His body wasn't broken. It was starving overnight. And the price he paid wasn't weight, it was presence, strength, and confidence. So I gave him a challenge. Not a prescription. Not a new supplement. Just one small change. Tonight, Carl, before bed, give your body what it needs to heal. We started with one food. Just one. And what happened next, even Carl didn't expect. Here's what most men don't realize. Sleep isn't just rest. It's your body's repair shift. When you lie down and close your eyes, you're not checking out, you're checking into one of the most critical windows for healing. Especially after 60. During deep sleep, your body goes into silent overdrive. Growth hormone gets released to rebuild muscle tissue, restore collagen, and repair blood vessels. Testosterone pulses, not during the day, but while you sleep, to help your brain, bones, and circulation stay strong. Nitric oxide production increases, softening stiff arteries, restoring blood flow where it matters most. Your nervous system rebalances, moving from stress mode to recovery mode. But there's a catch. None of that happens well, if your body doesn't have the materials it needs. And that's the hidden crisis. Most older men go to bed low on magnesium, depleted in tryptophan, the precursor to serotonin and melatonin, missing slow digesting proteins that support muscle and hormone repair, and dangerously low in zinc, which is key for testosterone and prostate health. Instead, they go to bed with a light snack, or worse, nothing at all. That would be like walking into a construction site at night, with no tools, no wood, no power, and expecting a house to be built by morning. Your body wants to rebuild. But without fuel, it can't. This is why Carl's fatigue wasn't a mystery. It was a message. His body had been showing up every night, ready to repair, but he kept closing the shop early, turning off the lights without stocking the shelves. So we stocked them. And that's when Carl's healing began. So what did Carl eat? What changed everything for him, and for hundreds of other men I've worked with? Not some exotic powder. Not a pill from the drugstore. Just real food. Simple, powerful, time-tested food that your body still knows exactly how to use. Here are 5 natural sleep aids you can eat tonight that quietly go to work while you sleep. 1. Soft-boiled eggs. The overnight circulation boost. Most men think of eggs as breakfast. But 2 soft-boiled eggs before bed? That's nitric oxide in disguise. They're rich in leucine, an amino acid that helps repair muscle and blood vessels. They deliver vitamin B12 and vitamin D, which support nerve function and testosterone. And most importantly, they digest slowly, giving your body a steady stream of fuel overnight. One of my patients told me, "Doc, I started sleeping deeper and waking up firmer. I didn't expect that from an egg." 2. Tart cherry juice. The deep sleep starter. This one's simple. Just 4 to 6 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry juice, about 30 minutes before bed. It's packed with natural melatonin, which helps you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. It also reduces nighttime inflammation, so your blood vessels can soften and heal. One man told me, "Doc, I dream again. That hasn't happened in years." That's when you know the brain is finally resting. 3. Pumpkin seeds. The mineral powerhouse. These little seeds are sneaky powerful. They're loaded with magnesium, relaxes blood vessels and muscles. Zinc boosts testosterone and supports prostate health. Tryptophan. Your body uses it to make serotonin and melatonin. Just 1 to 2 tablespoons of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds before bed can change how your nervous system resets at night. Add them to yogurt, or eat them plain. Carl called them his nighttime vitamins. 4. Cottage cheese. The silent muscle rebuilder. Here's the truth. Most men over 60 are losing muscle while they sleep, not while they sit. That's why I love cottage cheese. It's high in casein, a slow-digesting protein that feeds your muscles all night. It also contains leucine, which supports blood vessel repair and hormone health. Just 1/2 cup before bed, with a pinch of cinnamon or a few berries, is enough to trigger a full-body repair mode while you sleep. And it helps stabilize blood sugar, so you don't wake up at 2 a.m. hungry or restless. 5. Clove chew 60 seconds to calm and circulation. This one surprises most men. Take 2 whole cloves, yes, the spice in your kitchen, chew them gently for 30 to 60 seconds about 45 minutes before bed. Cloves contain eugenol, a compound that increases nitric oxide production, calms the nervous system and improves blood flow to sensitive areas. Some of my patients describe it like this. A warm sense of calm, like my body's finally exhaling. It's not a pill. It's a signal. And your body listens. Together, these 5 foods create the foundation of what I call the rebuild menu. You don't need all 5 in one night. Even starting with 1 or 2 can shift your sleep and your strength in the right direction. But if you're ready to see what happens when your body finally sleeps with the right tools, let me show you how to build a simple nighttime ritual. Now that you know the tools, it's time to build the blueprint. Because knowing what to eat isn't enough. What matters is how and when you give it to your body. This isn't about creating another diet or routine. It's about creating something sacred, a nightly ritual that tells your body, the day is done. It's time to heal. Let's begin the repair. Here's a simple plan I give to my patients, especially men over 60, who want to sleep deeper, wake stronger, and feel more like themselves again. I call it the rebuild ritual. Alarm clock 1 hour before bed. Wind down, gently turn off bright lights. No screens, no emails, no stimulation. Breathe, stretch. Sit quietly. Let your body know the day is ending. This transition alone lowers cortisol, the stress hormone that blocks deep sleep. Fork and knife with plate. 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Feed the recovery. Try this menu. 1/2 cup cottage cheese, rich in casein protein, calcium, and leucine, slow-release fuel for muscle and vessel repair. 1 tablespoon raw pumpkin seeds for magnesium, zinc, and tryptophan, supporting sleep, testosterone, and blood flow. 4-6 ounces tart cherry juice, natural melatonin and anti-inflammatory support. Optional. If you're still a little hungry, 2 soft-boiled eggs for deeper nitric oxide and testosterone support. Herb. 15 minutes before bed. The clove signal. Chew 2 whole cloves gently. Hold the oils in your mouth. Let eugenol enter your bloodstream and calm your nervous system. You might feel a warmth in your chest. That's circulation returning. You might feel your jaw unclench. That's stress releasing. Droplet bonus tip: a small glass of warm water, just 4 ounces, not too much. Helps hydrate your body without waking you for the bathroom. This entire ritual takes less than 10 minutes. No prep, no gadgets. No expensive powders or pills. Just food. Real food. Working in rhythm with the body you've lived in your whole life. And when you give your body this kind of nighttime support, something incredible starts to happen. Let's be honest. When you've been waking up tired for years, it's easy to doubt that something as simple as food could change that. But I've seen it. Not once. Not occasionally. But over and over, with men who were ready to give up on energy, intimacy, and hope. If you give your body what it's been missing before sleep, you will feel a shift. Not overnight magic. But something real. Here's what you can expect. Crescent moon after 7 nights. The first signs of return. You'll start to sleep deeper. Fewer bathroom trips. Less tossing and turning. You'll wake with a little more clarity, not fully charged yet, but no longer in the fog. Some men describe it like this: it's the first time I've woken up and didn't feel behind before I started the day. Your body is responding. Not because of a pill, but because it finally has raw materials to work with. Crescent moon after 14 nights. Morning energy restored. You may start waking up before your alarm, not from anxiety, but energy. Your brain feels sharper. You remember names quicker. That quiet fatigue in your legs and chest begins to lift. And intimacy? Morning firmness might quietly return, not forced, just present. One man told me, "Doc, I didn't even notice until my wife smiled at me and said, 'Hey, you're back.' That's what happens when blood flow improves, hormones balance, and your sleep actually repairs you. Crescent moon after 30 nights. Strength reawakens by week 4, the results are no longer subtle. Your body feels steadier. Your mood lighter. Your evenings calmer. And your confidence, rebuilt from the inside out. You walk differently. You look in the mirror and say, there he is. One of my patients, Harold, 68, put it like this. Doc, I used to think I was just aging. But now I realize, I was starving my recovery. 1 month of eating right before bed changed everything. This isn't hype. It's biology. And once you've felt what real sleep can do, you'll never want to go back to empty nights again. Because the strength you've been missing? It's still in you. It just needed the right invitation. And now, let me help you reframe sleep once and for all. We've been told the wrong story about sleep. We think it's just rest. A break, a pause, a time to shut down. But after 60, sleep is not a break. It's a construction site. Your body doesn't sleep, it builds. Every night when the world goes quiet, your system goes to work. Your cells repair. Your blood vessels soften. Your hormones reset. Your heart recalibrates. Your brain takes out the trash, literally flushing out toxins built up during the day. And if you give your body the right ingredients before that process starts, you don't just wake up rested, you wake up rebuilt. That's why what you eat before bed matters more now than it ever did in your 30s. Because now, your body needs help. Not because it's broken, but because it's wiser, and more selective with what it uses. So instead of starving your recovery with empty sleep, start feeding it with intention. Instead of just ending the day, begin the rebuild. Here's the truth. You don't sleep to survive, you sleep to return. And tomorrow morning? It could feel completely different, just because of the way you treated yourself tonight. If you've made it this far, I want to tell you something heart to heart. You are not broken. You are rebuildable. Not in theory. Not someday. Tonight. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, who thought their best days were behind them, wake up one morning and whisper to themselves, I feel like I'm coming back, and it didn't start with some grand transformation. It started with a spoon. A slice. A glass. A moment of care they hadn't given themselves in years. Because healing at this stage of life isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters, consistently, gently, intentionally. So tonight, do one thing. Just one. Scoop cottage cheese into a bowl. Sprinkle a few pumpkin seeds. Sip that tart cherry juice slowly. Chew a clove while the lights dim. Let your body know, we're done surviving. It's time to rebuild. No pills, no pressure. Just presence. And if you felt something in this message, something that reminded you you're not alone, then please, share this with a brother, a friend, a father, someone quietly fighting the same tired battle. And leave a comment below. Type, sleep, if you want a custom version of this night plan, based on your body, your age, and your needs. I read every word. I respond to every man who's still showing up for himself. Because the truth is simple. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. One night. One spoon. One step back to strength. And I'll be right here, walking that step with you.